Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sue. I've got a massive book haul for you today. These are all books that I purchased at Barnes & Noble with my employee discount. About 2 times a year they give us a bonus discount, so I tried to make the most of it. And I got about 15 books for you today, so we're going to just jump right in. I've got quite a few of them that are debut novels. This is one of them by Emmy Laybourne. It's Monument 14. And these are almost all YA books except for the very last one. You'll see. This has got kind of a weird papery cover. I'm just going to read a little bit of the synopsis for you. 14 kids, 1 superstore, a million things that can go wrong. In Emmy Laybourne's action-packed debut novel, 6 high school kids, some popular, some not, 2 8th graders, 1 a tech genius, and 6 little kids, trapped together in a changed superstore, build a refuge for themselves inside. While outside, a series of escalating disasters, beginning with a monster hailstorm and ending with a chemical weapon spill, seems to be tearing the world as they know it apart. And this just to show you what the inside looks like. It's kind of a layout, I guess, of the superstore. Sounds kind of like disaster survival type book, and sounds pretty cool. Looking forward to reading that. Then another debut is Cat Patrick. The book is Forgotten, and this is the trade paperback. Oh, didn't notice that. Looks like butterflies on the back. I'm not too fond of this particular cover, and they show you a little bit of what the original hardcover was, just kind of like that. I just thought that looked really different, really cool. But this is about a girl, 16-year-old, named London Lane, and when she goes to sleep, she forgets all of her memories of the events prior to going to bed. When she wakes up, she has memories of the future, so she gets these flash-forward images of the future. And this sounded really neat. I'm looking forward to reading that. And another debut, Leah Bobet, Above. And this is about kind of like 2 separate worlds, above and below. Below is referred to as safe. And there are people that have these strange abilities. This particular girl has bee wings. There's another guy that can shoot lightning from his fingertips, some that can talk to ghosts and stuff. And it says there is some kind of attack that drives them out from their world, like an army of shadows, and they have to find a way to, I guess, return to their world, because they're not really safe above. Most of them have escaped from above before, so that sounds really neat. I'm looking forward to reading that. Kind of a dystopian, I think it's described as this urban fantasy and deeply moving love story, so there's a little bit of romance going on in there. And then I've got Gina Damico's Croak. I just love this cover. I just think it's so cool. And this is about a 16-year-old by the name of Lex Bartleby, and she's a bit of a troublemaker, so much so that her parents are fed up with her, and they send her to live with her Uncle Mort on his farm for the summer. Maybe like shoveling manure, it says, will help straighten her out. But he's got another job besides the farm, and apparently he's a Grim Reaper, and he's going to be training Lex in the family business. So, sounds really cool. Like I said, I love the cover, like the skeleton in there. Very shiny. Then another debut by Leigh Bardugo, Shadow and Bone. And this just has a gorgeous cover. I really love that. Nice. That way. It's fine. In the back. And I tell you the truth, I don't even know too much about this. I'm just going to read the synopsis on this one. Alina Starkov doesn't expect much from life. Orphaned by the border wars, the one thing she could rely on was her best friend and fellow refugee Mal. And lately, not even that seems certain. Drafted into the army of their war-torn homeland, they're sent on a dangerous mission into the fold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters who feast on human flesh. When their convoy is attacked, all seems lost, until Alina reveals a dormant power that not even she knew existed. Ripped from everything she knows, she is whisked away to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, the magical elite, led by the mysterious Darkling. He believes she is the answer to the people have been waiting for, the one person with the power to destroy the fold. So, that sounds really cool. Looking forward to reading that one. Yet another debut, Jennifer Bosworth Struck. This is apparently about a girl named Mia Price who is a lightning addict. She's addicted to the power from lightning strikes. She has survived countless strikes, but her craving to connect to the energy in storms endangers her life and the lives of those around her. Los Angeles, where lightning rarely strikes, is one of the few places Mia feels safe from her addiction. But when an earthquake devastates the city, her haven is transformed into a minefield of chaos and danger. The beaches become massive tent cities. Downtown is a crumbling wasteland where a traveling party moves to a different empty building each night, the revelers drawn to the destruction by the force they cannot deny. 2 warring cults rise to power, and both see Mia as essential to their opposing doomsday prophecies. they believe she has a connection to the freak electrical storm that caused the quake and to the far more devastating storm yet to come. So, sounds pretty cool. Yeah, looking forward to reading that. Love the cover on that one, too. And then this one is Numbers by Rachel Ward. This is the first book in the trilogy. And it's about a girl who, when she looks at people, looks into their eyes, she sees a number, and that number correlates to the date they're going to die. And this one just really drew me. I love the cover, and the whole plot just sounds really cool. So I picked up book 1, and Numbers to Chaos is book 2. Again, really cool. Look at the eyes on there. And Infinity is already out in hardcover. That's book 3, but since I've got these two in the paperback, I thought I would just wait and get a whole matching set. That's, I think, it for my debut ones that I've come across. After that, I picked up book 3 in the Trylle novel series by Amanda Hocking. It's called Descend. I've already gotten the other 2, so I was waiting to, get the whole set before I got started. And apparently each one of these books, which I hadn't realized before, has a bonus short story at the back. This one has one called Ever After. And the series is basically about a girl whose mother believes the girl is a monster when she's young and tries to kill her. And then she's taken away. And the girl later on discovers that she has some kind of magical ability, some kind of power. And that's about all I know about it, because like I said, I haven't started reading any of them yet. Then I picked up Michelle Sagara's Silence. Something about this cover just really drew me. She's standing in a graveyard with a Rottweiler. And it's about a girl whose boyfriend dies in a tragic accident, and she returns to the graveyard every night in her grief. And somewhere along the lines, while there, she discovers that she is a necromancer. Someone has the ability to see and touch and speak with the dead. And she can even use the dead to work magic. And it sounded really cool. It's book 1 of the Queen of the Dead series. I'm not sure if it'll be a trilogy or what. It just says series. After that, I picked up Kimberly Derting's The Pledge. And this one's another romantic dystopian novel. It's a society where it's divided into classes based on the language you speak. And this particular society, it's like the smallest transgression, like looking a member of a higher class in the eye while they're speaking their native tongue, could result in immediate execution. And this particular girl, 17-year-old Charlena, has always been able to understand languages. And she spent her whole life trying to keep this a secret. She doesn't want anybody to realize it, because obviously it could mean her death. Most of the people, to kind of escape the society, the only place that they can really be free is a drug-fueled underground clubs where people go to shake off the oppressive rules of the world they live in. It's there that this girl meets this beautiful and mysterious boy named Max, who speaks a language she's never heard before, and her secret's almost exposed. So, it just sounds really cool. Really different kind of plot, so I'm looking forward to that. And I also have Jill Hathaway's Slide. Okay. And this is about a girl who most people think she has narcolepsy, because suddenly she'll just kind of pass out and look like she's asleep. But during those moments when she appears to be asleep, she slides into other people's minds and can see the world through their eyes. And on one such occasion, she slides into the mind of a person standing over a dead body with a bloody knife in their hand. And the body is it says it's her sister's friend, Sophie. So now she's in the body of a killer, and she has to try and figure out who this person is and how she can, how she could stop their murderous activity. That sounds kind of cool. And now I'm not sure if I'll pronounce this correctly. Andrew Fukuda. This is The Hunt. Okay, and this is kind of a, let's do that backwards. Kind of a vampire story, a bit dystopian. It's pretty much humans have been hunted to near extinction. And there's this one boy named Gene. He's different from everyone else around. He can't run with lightning speed. Sunlight doesn't hurt him. And he doesn't have an unquenchable lust for blood. Gene is human, and he knows the rules. Keep the truth a secret. It's the only way to stay alive in a world of night, a world where humans are considered a delicacy and hunted for their blood. When he's chosen for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hunt the last remaining human, Gene's carefully constructed life begins to crumble around him. He's thrust into the path of a girl who makes him feel things he never thought possible, and into a ruthless pack of hunters whose suspicions about his true nature are growing. Now that Gina has finally found something worth fighting for, his need to survive is stronger than ever, but is it worth the cost of his humanity? So that sounded really neat, how he's going to be able to survive that kind of circumstance. And then I was just looking for something a little bit different in terms of, YA books, and I've seen this pop up on a couple people's hauls, and it's a sci-fi book, 172 Hours on the Moon by Johan Harstad. And I'm not even sure I pronounced that correctly. It's like a giant eye looking out on the surface of the moon, if you can't quite tell what that cover shows. It's the opportunity of a lifetime if they make it back alive, it says on the back. And this is a story of, well, actually, I'm just going to read the back. It's not too long here. They'll travel more than 238,000 miles from home. It's been decades since anyone set foot on the moon. Now, 3 ordinary teenagers, the winners of NASA's unprecedented worldwide lottery, are about to become the first young people in space and change their lives forever. Mia, from Norway, hopes this will be her punk band's ticket to fame and fortune. Midori believes it's her way out of her restrained life in Japan. And Antoine, from France, just wants to get as far away from his ex-girlfriend as possible. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, but little do the teenagers know that something sinister is waiting for them on the desolate surface of the moon and in the black vacuum of space. No one is coming to save them. And it says, in this chilling adventure set in the most brutal landscape known to man, highly acclaimed Norwegian novelist Johan Harstad creates a vivid and frightening world of possibilities we can only hope never come true. So, yeah, it sounded really cool. Like I said, kind of sci-fi elements in it, and maybe a little bit of horror, too. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Something really different. And the last one I have is a bit of a monster, and it's not YA. And I've never seen this show on TV, but I wanted to read the graphic novel first. So I picked up The Walking Dead Compendium 1. And apparently this collects issues of 1 through 48 of the acclaimed zombie hit, as it's described. And it is massive. I mean, I doubt they number the pages. No. But I just really I love the illustrations in it. I love simplicity when it's graphic novels. I don't like a whole lot of busyness in it, and just the black and white illustrations are really cool. Let's see. You can see some of those. Yeah, just look really cool. I'm looking forward to reading this. I kind of started a little bit of it, just flipping through, but this obviously will be some time before I get through the whole book, and maybe after I get a bit of chunk in there, I'll start renting out the series from Netflix. But I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I'm feeling left out, so I gotta catch up and jump on the bandwagon here. So that's all the books I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you later.